Dr. Komaiko doing the monthly medical report for the Northside AARP meeting. The theme today is a number of updated concepts of what mental deterioration might be due to, which is of considerable importance to our age group. Also, the story of a very remarkable 17-year-old girl, who's set the world of mathematics on fire. And we end up with the story of the sale of Walgreens, a stunning change in our environment. So the first topic is about a protein called midkine, which was known to resemble Alzheimer's clumps. Amyloid beta clumps. Model of this was done in done at St. Jude's and published in Nature, Structural Molecular Biology. Next one is a protein called FTL1, all in capitals, which is the protein behind brain aging in mice and in cellular models in vitro. Work done at UCSF, published in Nature Aging and Molecular Biology, show the effect was mainly seen in the hippocampus, a region of the brain, where FTL1 was diminished, but when it was replaced, the mental capacity returned. And finally, the question of whether lithium could be a major player in Alzheimer's disease. Could it stave off Alzheimer's disease? Well, lithium was first introduced in 7-Up soda, which had a stimulatory effect, but that was banned by the FDA. Lithium made its next appearance in the treatment of bipolar disease. And now it's been found that the amyloid plaques in Alzheimer's patients sequester lithium. They sort of hide it away because they know it's going to do something to them. But a substitute for lithium called lithium orotate was made by scientists. This prevents the sequestration and allows the plaques to be degenerated. So we might be able to do something about aging by following this up with pharmaceutical investigations. Okay, different topic. We go now to Japan. The work in Japan that I'm referring to involves using an electron beam to recycle PTFE, again, all in capitals. What is PTFE? You don't know this? It's a forever chemical, also known as Teflon. So what they've done is they've found a way to take down PTFE into a series of gaseous components, which then they could efficiently reassemble as plastic, making a circular economic rotation and avoiding the clutter of plastic in our natural environment. The essence of the technique involves moderate heat and the electron beam. We need a break now, so we're going to talk about something that's been bothering all of you, which is, I can't lose weight. Why am I always the obese, fatty one? Is there a genetic tendency underlying gain and failure to resume a slender stance? Why is this so consequential, aside from personal taste? Well, it is shown that there are 1,300 excess deaths every day in the United States due to overweight. The cost in dollars is $260 billion a year of medical bills just in the United States. That might be considered some reasons to be concerned about this. So we have a graduate student named Mohammed Ahmad at the Harvard School of Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, now called the Griffin School, because he gave money. He always gives money. And they're studying genetic regulation of fat metabolism, finally, using CRISPR models. CRISPR we've discussed in previous presentations. It just has to do with how you manipulate the genetics. So this work was done in fruit flies and mammalian cells. So I wanted to let you know that if you happen to see a fat fruit fly flying around in your environment, you should refer them to Muhammad Ahmad at the Griffin School. GLP-1, which is a drug which is used in diabetic therapy, is known to ease the loss of weight. But 15 to 20% weight loss is well known, but it's not covered by insurance. And there are many side effects. So this work has pinpointed other genetic foci which might be involved in the regulation. And they've gone through tens of thousands of other genes using their fireflies and mammalian cells in culture, working to find what it is that could be causing genetics at a weight control at a genetic basis. Okay, now the story of this remarkable young woman named Hannah Cairo. She is currently 17 years old and has just turned the world of higher mathematics on its head by her achievement. There is a problem which mathematicians have been working on for 40 years. Well, she grew up in the Bahamas and was homeschooled. She never went to high school. She doesn't actually have a college degree, but she got online math schooling at home from the Khan Academy of Online Lessons. And she began to study mathematics on her own. And she finished the study of calculus when she was a whopping 11 years old. Wow. Her parents arranged for online professional tutoring. She joined the Berkeley Math Circle, and she finished undergraduate work on her own at 14 years of age. Eventually moved on to Cal Davis and finally Berkeley, and she was there introduced to this conjecture. A conjecture is a possibility for a mathematical theorem. It was called the Mizohata-Takeuchi conjecture. Most mathematicians tried and failed to prove it was possible, but they all knew that it was true. And she was introduced to this conjecture, and she said, maybe I should work on showing that it's not true instead of showing that it's true, which is where the bunch is going. So she began to work on this. And after a while, she came up with a defensible proof that the conjecture was false rather than true. 17 years old, turned the world of mathematics upside down on its head. And I might say, has ahead of her an incredible lifetime. We should all be happy that the conjecture has been proven false. Some of us might not care, but definitely watch the career rise of this young woman because she can do anything. I had a math teacher at Harvard who was sort of a off the train guy, and he went on to study a problem in engineering in his own way, and he won a Nobel Prize. Now, I won a Nobel Prize also. You didn't know this, but the way it works is when I appear somewhere, no bells ring. So that's Cairo. And the final story is the remarkable nearby story of the purchase of the Walgreens company by Sycamore Partners, which is one of these private equity firms which goes around buying things, twinkling them, and then selling them again to their own advantage. So what has been done is, after a great deal of negotiation, they worked out a deal with Walgreens to buy the company for $11 million. They split it into 5 segments, one of which was the pharmacy part, and there in the front of the store, they recapitalized 5 other corporations, all of which have their own CEOs and business programs. The new CEO of the pharmacy portion's name is Mike Metz. You might not recognize his name, but he was just the former CEO of the Staples company. Now, Staples is a place where you buy staples and pencils and paper pads. And I don't think there's any pharmacy going on in there. But in our pharmacy world, you can do anything better than they can. So they make you the CEO. And for the time being, the store will remain in Chicago, and the front store components will be made profitable by the former CEO of Staples. Pharmacy will go on, hopefully, to be available to us all. Thank you. That's my presentation.